So Beacon Independent Medical Examiners is a new entrant into the UK market, and our sole purpose is to provide documenting and reporting on personal injuries. Those might be injuries that come out of a personal injury claim, it might come out of a liability claim, it might come out of a clinical negligence claim. The thinking behind Beacon IME is that there's a problem here in the UK in terms of the way that medical reports are written for personal injury claims. We believe that the better way to be able to report on these claims is to apply the latest science, evidence-based medicine, to the documenting and reporting of the personal injury claim. That means the opinion that is given is much more objective and fact-based than would be if it was solely written on the claimant's story or on the doctor's own experience. So other medical reporting organizations have huge panels of doctors, and the reporting is largely based upon the claimant's story and on the doctor's own experience. At Beacon Independent Medical Examiners, we take all that into consideration, but the reporting that we produce is based upon the latest science. So we look at the facts that are coming out of the event, from the claimant's story, and the doctor's own experience, but then we form the opinion based upon that latest science. So the way that medical science changes the way reporting is carried out is that the opinion is fact-based, meaning that based upon tens of thousands of similar circumstances, similar events, similar injuries that have taken place, we can look at what the diagnosis is, the prognosis, outcomes, etc., and be able to report on things much more objectively than based upon the experience of just one doctor. So our service is quicker and better value at the end of the day because we have a vetted and trained network, closed network of medical experts around the UK. And they have been trained to not advocate on behalf of the claimant, but to advocate on behalf of the science and turn the reports around much faster, which means that our clients get a faster service, a more accurate service, and savings by closing, settling claims much faster. So the process to produce a medical report is really quite straightforward. Just like with any provider today, the client will send us the case. We will look at it quickly, assign it to the best possible medical expert within our panel, who will go through the medical notes, do an interview with the claimant, look at then the latest science and build an opinion based upon that science, document that. We then at Beacon always send them through a peer review process, and from there it goes back to the client. That helps to make sure that we provide the high standards that we're looking to achieve, and the client can be assured of the high standards. Doctors are naturally trained to advocate on behalf of their patients, and doctors set up a doctor-patient relationship. In this type of work, the doctor is meant to advocate on behalf of the science. And so what that means is that by training them to look at each case very differently than they would in their normal practice, they can be much more objective in terms of the way that they provide an opinion and document a personal injury. Science can be used across the spectrum in terms of personal injury claims. Sometimes it's not the most complicated cases where the problem lies. Sometimes it could be in the smaller or less complicated cases. One case, an example, is a recent one where we've seen a report from a claimant medic purporting that someone had a slip and fall on a wet surface. And the claim was for a personal injury that was a soft tissue injury. We sent that to one of our own experts, and we looked at the science behind the symptoms, the event, and as it turns out, this person suffering from early onset genetic arthritis, nothing to do with a soft tissue injury, nothing to do with the event. And again, that's a simple example of how evidence-based medicine can help surface these facts and allow our clients to be able to settle the claim faster and more accurately. Methodology is being used in a number of other advanced jurisdictions, whether that be Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or the United States. And in many of these jurisdictions, it's actually legislated that this methodology is used. In fact, in some of these jurisdictions, if a doctor was found to have documented a personal injury and not have based his or her opinion on evidence-based medicine, the doctor could get struck off and be prevented from doing this kind of work in the future. I think this is the kind of trajectory the UK should be looking at in terms of documenting and reporting on personal injuries. The fact is that insurers are very risk averse, probably a bit slower to change than some other industries. We're working very closely with a number of our clients in the insurance industry to help and guide them on how to use evidence-based medicine to evaluate, to settle claims, to negotiate closure. And we believe that the dominoes have started to fall, and we will start to see some of this change happen a little bit faster than we have in the past. So the people who benefit from the services, it's not just the insurer who will settle claims more accurately and faster, but it's also lawyers, clearer about what the facts are and how to present a case should it have to go to the courts. But really the end customer here is the claimant. If the claim is genuine, the claim will be settled faster, more accurately. And that means that when a claim closes, the claimant can then move on to recovery and not have the angst and pressure of a claim laying over him or her. I should hope that at the end of the day that it will come a lot quicker than that. I think the dominoes have started to fall already. There is a recognition within the market here today that there's something wrong with the way that personal injury claims are being raised and documented and taken through the various processes that have been put in place. It's all about getting the medical evidence right. And once we have those facts and we have some objectivity, it will be much easier to be able to conquer exaggeration and fraud, but also for people who are genuinely injured, get those claims settled faster, quicker, more accurately. So the British Society of Independent Medical Examiners is a society that we are supporting the founding of here in the UK. It is a society with the sole purpose of promoting the use of evidence-based medicine in the documenting and reporting on personal injuries. This society will have tie-ups with other similar organizations in other jurisdictions and will be responsible for the training and vetting of medics, whether they be physios through to consultant doctors, to be able to do medical reporting. So really any medical professional who has an interest in doing this type of work can apply. You have to be a currently practicing medical professional, sign up, go through the vetting and training process, and then join the society. That will give the doctor the ability to be able to work with Beacon and with other similar organizations that will invariably start up around the UK in the future.